Hello, beautiful people of the world, and welcome to another Content Breaker podcast. And we are here bringing you some of our childhood greatness. That's right, you didn't guess it. We're back with Power Rangers and some of our top five Power Rangers, just stuff in general. Our favorite Rangers, our favorite Red Rangers, our favorite Zords, our favorite Megazords, just a bunch of different things that we got going on and our overall love of Power Rangers and what it has meant to us. So sit back and enjoy and listen as we sit back and deliberate, you know, all things Power Rangers because that's what's going to happen.
hmm I'm excited. No, this is never really had a chance to really reminisce about Power Rangers. Like we've talked about it before on the podcast, but never really sat down to be like, these were some really good moments, or these were some, you know what I mean, like the top five, kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, you want to start with the Rangers?
Yeah, we can start with the Rangers. And I would just like to specify that this is just like so we also have Red Rangers and we have auxiliary Rangers and stuff in here. So a lot of my favorite Rangers end up being either Red Rangers or auxiliary Rangers. So I had to go through because people are gonna hear the list and they're gonna be like, "What?" But no, I had to go through and I had to pick my favorite Rangers that weren't, you know, auxiliary or Red Rangers. So I think I
I
did
know it
it.
was tough, wasn't it? You're like,
It
oh, I
was.
really had to think about that one.
It was. So, like, yeah. Should I start at the bottom or where should I start?
You can start at the bottom, work your way up to the top. I was literally gonna say, here's my top five, not in any specific order, just because I can't decide.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's some I can't decide, but there's some I can. So, okay. So my number five in just overall Rangers has to be Lily from Jungle Fury, the Yellow Ranger. Like, I
Okay.
love how like you know inept she is from the beginning. I love her kind of energy and her fighting style with the cheetah and her fit is super dope. And it had been a while actually at this point since we had a female Yellow Ranger, which I thought was interesting because there used to be a staple was a female Yellow Ranger RIP trainee. Then it just started being the dudes with Mystic Force and Ninja Storm, and I think RPM was also a male Yellow Ranger, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably am mistaken because me and RPM were eh. No, RPM was a female. RPM was a female.
Okay.
It was also um after that. So okay, Mystic Force or Operation Overdrive was technically the last yellow female ranger before that, but we don't talk about them because we don't like them. Anyway, so um yes, so Lily 100%. Well, Lily was actually tied with Z from SPD Yellow Ranger because I also
Okay.
really mess with Z. Um, she's got the power to duplicate herself, super cool. Lily's fast as a cheetah with her power, super cool. But yeah, so number four is Ethan from Dino Thunder. Um,
Really? Okay.
yes, I really like Ethan. Again, if we're taking out the auxiliary rangers and the red rangers, like Ethan wouldn't be that high on my list. But like if we're taking those out, I like he's blue. He's my favorite color. He's a tech nerd, so am I. I like the actor that played him. He did a really good job, and like his power of like the shield was super dope. And he was the one that got the souped up bike, I believe, in that verse in Down Thunder. Am I right? He was the one that got the bike. Like he got the special thing, like because everybody got something
Right.
special to them. I think he got the bike, which I'm pretty sure. I'm like 95% sure. I could be wrong, but I'm not. Anyway, so he's my number four, and then my number three is hard because my number three is gonna be Dustin from Ninja Storm, Power Rangers Ninja Storm.
Is
Number
that
three is
the
Dustin,
Yellow
Yellow
Ranger?
Ranger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
what I
Yellow
thought.
Ranger. I love Dustin. His character
He's cool.
was Yeah, his character was so dope. Like he was a phenomenal like character, comic relief. He did the job perfectly. He really he had depth. I remember he had a crush on one of the evil girls, and like he believed that she could turn good and everybody made fun of him, and then like that was actually a plot point. He did
Yeah.
ended up feeling like remorseful, and like he was just like a go-to guy, and he had a lion zord, which come on man, like super dope. I love it. There's so many good things I can say about Dustin. There's so many things I can say about Ninja Storm, but like it's such a good um such a good series, and like every character in Ninja Storm was dope. Like I even love Tori.
Hmm.
Honestly, Tori could be on this list instead of like maybe Lily. Take Lily out. Tori could be number 5. But then I was like, that's biased because I had a huge crush on Tori, and she was Blue Ranger, so it wasn't fair. But yeah. So Dustin number 3. Then number 2 is Zack, the original Black Ranger from Mighty Morphin. He had his own fighting style, which was hip hop kung fu. He was super cool. He had great one liners, and I just freaking love Zack so much as a character in Mighty Morphin. Like, to me, I'm gonna get a lot of slack for this, but I didn't really watch Mighty Morphin until I was older. The first Power Ranger series I remember
Yeah.
seeing was
Well,
probably.
Mighty Morphin, I think, started airing just a little bit before our time, before we even, like, not saying we were, like, we were just focused on other things. We were, like, what, 3-4 years old, probably? Well,
Yeah.
you were probably younger than that. I was probably 3 or 4 whenever it
Yeah.
started airing. I had no concept of what was cool. You know, I was just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I
I
want
think
to color, or I want to go outside and play. You know?
what?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of stuff. I don't know what I was doing when I was that young.
Yeah.
Trying to make friends. Still trying to do that. But yeah.
I was not trying to do that. I was like probably preoccupied with like baby food or some
I
stuff.
don't know. From your stories, you were probably running from your family, so they didn't like do something or drag you into certain situations or whatever, or
Yeah,
stuff you in the dryer, whichever came first.
yeah. I've been stressed my whole life.
That's what I'm saying. Knowing you,
And
you were probably preoccupied running away from your family.
oh Lord. Anyway, this man. So okay, so then I gotta. So yeah, Zach's my number 2, and then number 1 might surprise a lot of people, but
I'm excited.
Lightspeed Rescue, Green Ranger, Joel, the ace of
Yay!
the sky. I love him. He's my God. He had the whole thing with like he was a hothead, and he was like
He
flirting
wore
with the
the
science.
hat. He wore
Yeah,
the
the
hat.
cowboy hat.
Mhm.
He was like uncontained, like, but he was also like mature when he needed to be. Like he actually made the green fit work. Like,
Oh, definitely, definitely.
and not to mention, like he got with the doctor. Like he got with the
Yeah,
um
with the research lady at the.
yeah, which I was so happy for him
Yeah, I was
for
like,
because like
hey.
yeah, I was like, let's go, let's go. So and Joel, like he's such a great character. Like I loved how he was just like full of action. He always kept it interesting. Like he
Mhm.
always rose to the occasion. And at the end, when they were giving him advice of how to ask out homegirl, like, and then like I read somewhere in the like lore of Power Rangers that they actually got married and had a kid,
Aw.
and like I was like, that makes me so happy.
And the
So
fact that like just I don't know, his whole thing was cool. Like I do like Lightspeed just because they're all based off of like people who should help you. Like,
yeah,
like pilots and firefighters, nurses, that kind of thing. And what's funny is he was my number 1. I'm
oh
not
wow,
even joking. It's fine. We can work our way back. I can work my way back though. This is good. Cuz
yeah,
I don't know. Okay. I'm a sucker for green. Most of the ones I have on my list, actually 2 are blue, funnily enough. Green was just my favorite color. So instantaneously I'm probably like, more drawn to green.
yeah,
But no, definitely the Lightspeed Green Ranger. He was different. He always made me laugh. Like he was the comedic relief. And you're right, he got serious when things needed to, happen. And He was just cool, and I liked his little Zord that was like able to fly and stuff like that. It's just really neat, and I really enjoyed that whole concept. Working my way back though, Time Force Green Ranger, Trip.
Yeah.
I remember his name. I'm like, oh yeah, wait, I blocked that name out of my head. I forgot about that because of someone we know. Trip was really cool. I always thought, he was an alien, which I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. And he was able to do like certain special things, and he had the bond with the little robot bird,
The
owl. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, it's an owl. I just don't remember the name of it. I just really liked that. I really liked him in Time Force. I just love Time Force in general. What a goated show for no reason.
Time Force was crazy good.
Sorry, I'm double checking. Okay, never mind. I was double checking the sound settings. I was like, am I even getting picked? I am. And then I kind of want to. Third one, I'm still kind of split on. You know what? Ninja Storm. I did like the Blue Ranger in Ninja Storm. Tori was cool because I was like, it's got to be like yellow or blue for Ninja Storm because I really liked Ninja Storm. Tori was cool though. Tori kind of came through. I was like, all right, I like dolphins, like water stuff. I'm like, I guess no Green Ranger this season. Little did I know at the time. Little did I know, but he doesn't qualify right now.
I feel that.
A lot of character growth though. So I was like, okay, we got a surfer on here.
And she was so cool, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
She was so cool.
Came through clutch. And I liked her. I'm gonna call them proxy Zords. They get the little things, what was the top cart? Whatever they had, the little balls. They stuck in the Zords and they got, like,
yeah,
the
bro,
new
those
animals.
things were super dope.
I said, yo, what? Oh, that's crazy.
What are they called though?
I'm just gonna call them proxy Zords. I don't remember what they were called.
Yeah, because I remember you put them in there and they would like change the like.
They would change the Zord basically, or you'd get like a new weapon. They'd basically be a weapon. Because I remember in Wild Force, they had the Zord Pearls, which lets you control the animals, which I'm like, yo, that's really dope. I'd love to carry those around in my pocket for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
I could use them. I always thought that was really cool. Or you like call upon the animals and stuff. And then, I guess this would be my fourth one. You're not gonna believe this.
Okay.
What's the RPM? Was it no? Where are they at? It was RPM. It was RPM. Never mind. The Blue Ranger from RPM. Right?
Yeah.
Specifically for one line and one line only. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, how do you stop the explosions in the background?
No, not that. Although that is hilarious. No, there's another clip that exists of the Blue Ranger very specifically, where the villainess is like, "Oh well, the Pink Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, she's this, or the Green Ranger, he's that. What are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm Scottish."
That. Yeah.
It's like best line delivery. You know what? It's good. It's great. It's gold.
No, that was pretty funny. Who is your last one?
Last one, you know what? It's gotta be the Blue Ranger from Jungle Fury, just because.
Theo?
Yeah, he was cool. Jungle Fury was cool in general. Just he
was cool.
I really want to kind of almost go back and rewatch Jungle Fury, just because I'm like, you know what?
You should.
That was like a hidden gem.
I will go back and rewatch it.
I never got to finish like the full series. That's the thing, though.
What?
Remember, I don't have cable. That was the thing.
Oh, okay.
Remember, for those of you at home that didn't know, I sparsely watched. I did watch Power Rangers whenever I could. I didn't catch every series though, only because of like when you get divorced parents and then one parent has cable and the other doesn't, it's just the story of my life. So I feel like I have a very interesting take on Power Rangers because it was kind of there for me, like when it was tough and I was like, oh, I get to watch Lightspeed Rescue very specifically, but and Time Force and all that stuff. But yeah, those are my top non-red, non-proxy, non-sixth Rangers.
What a list.
I know, very interesting list. It's green and blue.
I mean, hey, that's you like who you like and you love who you love. So, is it my time again or?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to the Red Rangers.
Yep.
So this was so hard for me. I actually have my number 5 split between 2 Rangers. Because yeah, this is who I am. But anyway, so we have. I don't know where the page is. So we have Wesley from Time Force.
Okay.
Who I love his whole thing, getting thrown back in time, and getting thrown back in time and everything, and then having to lead these Rangers because he's the ancestor of the current Ranger, and then he falls in love with the Pink Ranger, but they can't be together, which kind of sucked.
That was such a crazy thing. It's like, oh wait, this guy from the past has to be red because he's the only one who can access the morpher. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Oh, what a crazy time that was.
Yes, what a crazy time. Time Force will show up again on my list. But
definitely.
Yeah, so Wesley and Andros are actually tied for number 5. Andros from In Space. The dude had the iconic ponytail. And he was on work, bro. He was on work the whole time. My man, was showing up, going crazy, recruiting. He came to Earth, got the Turbo Rangers, turned them to the In Space Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Went to go, have this whole secret Silver Ranger on there that was, his best friend. And his sister was Androgynous, the villain. It was so crazy. Andros was that guy. So those were both tied for number 5. There's so many great Red Rangers. It's they didn't fumble a lot. Even bad series had good Red Rangers. I will say, as much as I couldn't stand Samurai, the fights between Casey from was it Casey? Was he the Samurai?
That's a great question.
Because I know Casey. I don't think it is. I think it's what was his name?
Wasn't Jaden, was it?
Yeah, it was Jaden. Okay. Yeah, Casey was Jungle Fury. So I thought they were both.
Yeah. I was like,
yeah, because he's next on the list. But Jaden's fight with Decker was dope, and I was like, wow, this series is kind of mid, but this fight was kind of wild. I'm here for it. Gang. So I definitely appreciate a good moment with some Red Rangers, and Forever Red was a crazy special.
Forever Red was
honorable
amazing.
mention of Forever Red, bro. That was wild.
Will never forget. Right. Sorry, side story. I know we're actually almost tight on time. We gotta finish. We may have to extend this to another podcast, but I will never forget when it blew my mind because I also loved Beetleborgs. Right. Loved Beetleborgs. I don't know why, but I did. I said, "Yo, it's like Power Rangers," but it's funny. It's like, and then because I remember the Shadowborg episode when they created the evil Beetleborg guy, and he was like, "Ah," and I was like, in Forever Red, I was like, is that Shadowborg? What is he doing here? It just made me laugh. I was like, yo. Because it was, because I had seen some stuff at that point, and Forever Red was kind of like a conglomeration of the older assets they had.
Yeah.
Because I remember the dragon. I don't remember the dragon where it came from. It was from some other series, and I don't remember what it was from. I'm like, I remember that dragon. That was in a whole nother series. What's it doing here?
I don't remember where the dragon came from either. To be honest with you, but
I'll have to do some research because I really can't remember because it was a plot. That dragon was a plot point in some other series. I remember, but I remember the Shadowborg. And I was like, "Is that Shadowborg?" And knock off Beetleborgs next to it. What are we doing? I bumped my mic.
no.
Anyways, continue. Sorry, I just
they're good. But yeah, so Forever Red was just a dope endeavor in itself. Endeavor, but so those were my fives. Andros and Wesley tied for number 5 as the best Red Ranger, and then number 4 is Casey from Jungle Fury, easily.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Fury was like and it was so progressive. Like when everybody got their jungle stripes before him, and it was like, what do I have to do to be a master? And it was just this whole thing of like, you will know when it's time. Like, and it's not like because he didn't want to fight. Like, it was really good. Did you finish it? Because I don't really want to spoil it for you if you didn't finish it.
Jungle Fury? No, I never.
Okay, I'm not gonna
like finish it
because the ending is actually one of the better endings because it doesn't go the traditional path. But like Casey's so BA for not like choosing the traditional path and like being what everybody wants him to be. He doesn't even get his stripes in lore of like not because, and he thinks it's because he won't conform to what everybody else wants him to do. It's because he won't be steadfast in his decision to go against everyone, which is kind of dope. And then you find him like there's like this cool final fight between him and the home dude. It's really good. So Casey's number 4. Shane is number 3 from Ninja Storm. I love Shane. Like, his, and like,
you know what I thought of though?
What?
Sorry not to cut you off. I was like, you know what? Even though we're both doing top 5 Red Rangers, we might have similar ones. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But
Sorry,
Shane was very good. Shane was dope. He was a leader of Ninja Storm.
Mm-hmm.
He was a bumbling idiot when he first started. He didn't know what he was doing, but he found his way to be a leader. And he was a skateboarder too, so he was like super chill, and like his whole like Battleizer episode was so like conceptual and like deep, and like him addressing like traumas as a kid. And then the other episode where his brother came and he had to like live up to what his brother wanted him to be, and like that was so good. And then him like having to like process the whole Thunder Rangers betrayal and everything just was like super good, and I absolutely just loved him as a Red Ranger and as a Ranger in general. So he's my number 3. Number 2 is Jack from SPD Emergency. He is my boy. He is my boy. He had dreads. He was from the hood. Like so literally him and Z are 2 characters that you find. Did you ever finish SPD? You never watched SPD, did you?
No, I never got to watch it though.
Okay, so him and Z, the Yellow Ranger, were like orphans because their parents had died, and he was living on the streets. And of course, when you're an orphan, you do what you can to survive. But him and Z were like kind of Robin Hood. They would like steal stuff and like give it to the poor and everything. And so like the B team or C team Rangers got sent after him to apprehend them, and they couldn't do it. And they were like, "You guys couldn't stop just a bunch of criminals." And then the commander's like, "No, bring in these criminals." Like, so they finally catch him after like putting all this maximum effort to catch him, and then they're like, "Why are these guys so important?" And then you find out that they have special powers. Like Jack and Z have special powers, just like Skybridge and Sid. So, and then you find out later in the series that all of their parents were working together for SPD and like had like been exposed to something which is giving their children superpowers. But you find out that like Jack and Z's and Sam's parents, another character, the Sixth Ranger, parents all died. So they all ended up being orphans. While the other 3 were like, like rich and like yada 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 could still do that. So
yeah.
But Zach or wow, not Zach. Jack never really forgot where he came from, and he stepped up to become the Red Ranger. Like he, at one point, he even gave Sky the Red Ranger morpher because he felt like he needed it to go like. Because Sky was all like, "I want to be the Red Ranger," blah 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 blah, this and that, and just this whole thing. And it was like he has all these great moments. Like I showed you the katana moment where he fought the
Yeah.
swordsman. Like he has this other moment where he like gets people to believe in himself, and it's just he's such a good Red Ranger. And the fact that at the end he chose, huge spoiler, he chose to give up his Ranger status to go back and like help the poor in the community, like the volunteer. He was like, I feel like I can make more of a difference on the ground, and gave Sky his Red Ranger morpher because he like, this is who you are. I'm Jack, and I was like, oh, that's such a bribe. So I love Jack, and the fact that he gave up, like, I believe he's the only Red Ranger to give up the mantle, like, willingly. So, like, it's crazy, crazy. Well, also, I think SPD might be the only Rangers to actually stay Rangers after their series ended too. So,
Yeah, I mean that was like their job, wasn't it? Pretty
yeah,
much. It's like
yeah,
their whole job.
yeah. So that's interesting. That's
Galactic
interesting.
threats don't stop.
Yeah, unless you defeat them. Like my first Ranger did. Who do you think my first Red Ranger is? Like my number
Ooh.
one Red Ranger.
Hmm.
If you had to
It's
guess.
gotta be the. It's gotta be not Tommy. It's gotta be Jason. First
Who?
one. Mighty Morphin. It's not Mighty Morphin.
It's not actually.
Okay. Huh. It's not Lightspeed, is it?
It is.
Okay. I was like, yeah, it's not Carter.
It is. Carter is my number one Red Ranger, and if you've watched 2 episodes of Lightspeed, you know why, bro. He's a firefighter first of all. So Lightspeed is conceptually I feel like the best Power Rangers because they all come from like rescue or like special ops. Like we've got Joel who's like an ace pilot. We've got Carter who's a firefighter. We've got Dana who's a paramedic. We've got the other two whose names I always forget. But one's an extreme hiker and the other one's works at SeaWorld. With Killer Whales. But not SeaWorld.
You know,
anyway.
how you do.
Yeah. So anyway, basically these are just Carter's just phenomenal. There's the episode where he wants to take the shot, but this commander doesn't give him the shot, and this kid ends up getting hurt because he didn't take the shot. And he's like so mad at himself, and then he goes back and looks and he sees that there were explosives. So if he would have taken the shot, he would have killed all these people. And for that to be in like a kid's show, like was crazy. Like
Lightspeed did have some heavy moments with just like the story and certain villains coming in. It was like I told Dana, I was like, if there was one Power Ranger series I actually want you to watch, it's probably Lightspeed.
Yeah. No, like for real. Lightspeed is so goated. And Carter being my number one, I don't even really feel like needs an explanation, but like Carter the GOAT, bro. Like just Carter is the GOAT. I stand on that.
Well, I'm glad we have very similar opinions. Because working my way. It was also Carter.
Oh, really?
One. Yeah, okay. Just because I love Lightspeed. Like, Lightspeed was what really got me into really enjoying Power Rangers. Like, before I had just watched Power Rangers, just whenever it came on. I was like, it's cool. I like explosions. I like people fighting monsters or whatever. Cool. But Lightspeed was like, yo, this is really cool. And I really enjoyed the whole rescue aspect of it. And just the way Carter, the tough choices he had to make, and again, just the overall story of Lightspeed was just a wonderful thing. And Carter just
Carter was a leader, bro.
He was a leader.
He was
right
a leader.
there. Second, I'm gonna have to give it to Wesley. I do like Wesley a lot.
Wesley was dope
because it was such a like an underdog story too. It's like, no, you have to do this. He's like, I don't know how to do this. I'm not really like a ranger, but he learned.
He did.
It was so sad when when the series ended, and he's like, "All right, goodbye." Like all the friends he made. It was such a, whew.
That man, I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, "What you mean? Like, what you mean?"
And my next one, it would have to be, Shane. I do like Shane as like
Yes.
Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm was also a nice like kind of refresher to the whole thing. Shane kind of helped with that. Gosh, I'm gonna have to. It's my last two because really, I'm trying to think of any standout ones. Oh, not that the series was amazing, but this was one I watched and I actually really did like his character.
No, there
while
were
watching it.
characters when.
Oh no,
that-
never mind.
yeah.
Okay, I remembered. Sorry.
Oh,
Casey from Jungle Fury, obviously,
yes,
just because
100%,
I'm like, and I'm sure SPD would be on the list for me if I was able to watch it, which I just wasn't at the time. Now hear me out.
yeah.
Not that this is why he's at the bottom of the list.
No, like I said, I stand by the whole Jaden comment. I stand by like there were.
Oh,
cool
so you know
scenes.
who I'm talking about, Jaden.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, yeah.
just because of like his story, and he's like, the only thing I didn't like about Samurai, I was like, oh, that would have been so cool. Was like, yeah, he had to fill in for his sister. He wasn't chosen, but he still stepped up, and he was the Red Ranger he needed to be. But I'm like, dang it, that would have been so cool actually if we had a lady Red Ranger, like, leading everybody. But I was like, whatever. But Jaden still stepped up. I still liked his character the way things turned out for him as well. It was nice. But yeah, he's kind of at the bottom just because.
Yeah,
the whole cast. Those are my standout Rangers. Like,
okay.
Red Rangers, anyways. Are there any final thoughts? Because we're out of time.
Oh well. I mean,
we filled that in pretty quickly.
I mean, shoot, we can. I feel like let's just do our auxiliary rangers, and maybe just call it a cast. Or you just want to call it now? What you want to do?
I definitely think. Well, if you want to round out the Ranger bit, we can. We would just have to go through it pretty quickly.
I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, I kind of want you to go first
Well,
with your auxiliary ranger.
All right.
Because you keep having the same ones as mine, so I'm very confused. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, it's not on purpose. Let me tell you.
Oh no, I'm just saying I find it interesting. Okay, I can still go.
No. Let me start. I'll start this time. Ready?
Yes.
For number 5, also from Samurai, the Gold Ranger.
Yeah.
When he came in with his Barracuda blade, I was like, "Yo, that's actually really cool. I like this guy."
That's fair.
And he was like the comedic relief. Another piece of comedic relief that came in. I don't know. I thought he was funny. I like him.
He was funny. I can give you that. He was funny.
Sorry, there's just so many too. All right. The original Tommy.
Yes, you put him at 4.
I am. I do love him. I just don't remember him as well or as fondly. But I remember the impactful and the impact he had on the story, as it were. So I really do like him. I think you might be surprised who my number 1.
I'm already surprised at your list. So let's go.
All right, the next up is going to be the Green Samurai Ranger.
Okay. Ninja Storm, number 3.
Cam. Yeah, Cam from Ninja Storm. He, the tech guy that was behind the desk. I always love it when... reason why I was so sad when I got blue balled in Code Lyoko, I like it when the guy behind the desk actually gets out into the action. He's actually really cool and amazing, and that's what the Green Samurai Ranger and the fact that his helmet could switch around to a different mode kind of thing. I thought that was dope.
That was so fire, bro. That was. He's actually my number 2. So.
Oh no, I'm at a. This is. I just realized. Anyway, sorry. You know what? I'm gonna do it. All right. Second. And you're gonna be shocked.
Skip number 3?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I just did number 3.
So you got
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Cam was number 3. My bad. Okay, second. I'm ready.
Second is the Titanium Ranger.
Okay.
I'm like, I love me some Titanium Ranger. The fact that his Zord is a spaceship and it
Yes.
operated on like solar power to like shoot solar blasts and stuff. That was dope. And that whole storyline with him, with
crazy.
the tattoo and everything. I'm like, wow, I love Lightspeed.
No, bro. 100.
But my
Again?
number one, only because it's so cool.
I know who it is.
Eric.
I knew it. I knew it.
He doesn't care. He just doesn't care about anybody else, but he still came in and like helped people and stuff. And like his Zord, the Quantum Source Rex,
The dinosaur is
I'm like,
crazy.
that's
Crazy.
amazing. And then he gets a Battleizer. Oh my gosh, just
I knew with everything he was gonna be number 1.
I wanted probably number 6 though. Probably would be the Wolf Ranger for me.
Oh my god, we have the same list.
Because I'm like, I want to put him higher. That's why I was like, because the Wolf Ranger, he's so cool. But I'm like, he just wasn't there all that much. Like, he really, it was just, anyways.
We have almost the same list except one, which I find hilarious. Okay.
It's probably more SPD related, but okay.
Okay, so ironically, they don't consider Shadow a auxiliary 6th Ranger.
Really?
Okay, so when I was doing this, they don't consider the Thunder Rangers or Shadow an auxiliary ranger, which makes me mad because apparently auxiliary rangers had to come in at a certain point of the story, and both the Thunder Rangers and the Shadow Ranger didn't come in at that point. So when I was doing it, I should correction if I was putting all my Rangers, Shadow Ranger would probably be or definitely replace Lily and Jungle Fury, and the Thunder Rangers would definitely replace Ethan. But that's a whole. Next time we do this, I'll have it correct. But anyway, so I have an honorable mention. I have 2 honorable mentions for auxiliary rangers, and that is the Silver Ranger from In Space. I loved him, and the White Ranger from Dino Thunder. I loved him as well.
Also, really cool suit design. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, his suit. He had probably one of the coolest, if not the coolest suit. And I'll say that
for no reason.
And the only reason he's so far down is because he's totally a ripoff of Tommy, like verbatim, like even in the same series. So
yeah, I was like, Tommy's right there.
Yeah. Number 5, I have the Lone Wolf Ranger, Merrick from Wild Force.
Okay.
It's, like his pool cue, like was just. I was like, come on, man! Like, how are you badass with a pool cue?
Yeah, I wanted to. I really did want. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I might swap the gold in him because I really did like the Gold Ranger from Samurai. That was just a highlight, most recent memory. But just when he showed up with his Wolf Zord and the Alligator Zord, I was like, "Yo, that's really cool." And yeah, the pool cue. I was like, "What?"
Yes.
But I'm like, silver's a really good color. It reminds me of a certain Pokemon.
Yes. So, oh, sorry. He's tied with my Jungle Fury number 5, the Wolf Ranger. Which I don't know if that's the Wolf Ranger you were talking about.
No. That's RJ. I was talking about Merrick.
Okay, yeah. So Merrick and Andre are both tied. Or, sorry, Robert, which is also Andre. Yeah. So Merrick and Andre are both tied for me at number 5 because they're both Wolf Rangers. One's purple though, but the purple Jungle Fury Ranger was so dope and cool.
He's cool. I do like him.
Like it was a hard choice to not put them. Like I had to tie them for number 5, but
maybe if I don't know, Wild Force overall was, now that I'm thinking about it, was kind of okay, and maybe that's why I wanted to put him lower. But
yeah,
sorry, go on.
You're good. Wild Force was
Yeah.
You know what? He goes in the honorable mentions. Jungle Fury, Purple Ranger, number 5.
There you go.
Solid.
That's better.
Yeah. Okay. And then number 4 is the Titanium Ranger, Ryan Mitchell's, of course.
Okay.
Like his story, still the greatest auxiliary ranger story out there. Like, you have a brother was crazy, was absolutely crazy. The whole plot of that was wild. I love it. Wholehearted, love it. Um, then going from that to go to um, what else did we go with from there? Okay, so we had that, and then we went, um, just like you said, the spaceship, the tattoo, working for the demons, so much crazy stuff. We all know why we love the Titanium Ranger. And number 4, number 3, I have the Quantum Ranger, Eric,
Okay.
because he was a smoke lord. Like,
Yes, he just didn't care. He just showed up and
and
he
I
was like, "I'm gonna save the day, not you." And he did. And I was like, "Dang."
I love. He would have, if he was considered a Red Ranger, he probably would have been like.
He is. He was in Forever Red.
Yeah, but they still
But
consider him a 6th Ranger, not a Red Ranger.
Yeah, I was very confused. I was like, I mean, he's cool. He's red, but I don't know. They say quantum, but anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, but he's dope. I mean, we all know, like you said, everything you said. Number 2, Green Samurai Ranger,
Heck yeah.
Cameron Watanabe. Like, first of all, his morph, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
How he got his power going back in time, crazy episodes. Finding out Luthor was his uncle, crazy.
Oh yeah, that was like, oh, it's a family affair again. We did it.
Like you said, being the tech guy that steps out is always wild. It's always wild.
A great moment. I love it. And like whenever a series does that, I'm like, yes. And then again, why I was sad in Kolyoko, it's like, oh, we're gonna see Jeremy do no, I didn't see anything. Like, dang it! It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so aggravating.
And then we got Cybercam, which was also dope. Like, and then like you said, when he like changed his like suit and then dropped his weighted vest, that was so hard, bro. You go to speed mode. And then when he got his copter Zord and he's just on the megaphone, they're like, everybody square up. Like, that was such a dope entrance. Oh my god. And number 1, of course, the iconic Tommy Oliver. Like, he started the 6th Ranger. He started the Evil Ranger. He gave the most hands on Mighty Morphin. He was super cool. Like, I loved him. I respect him. Like, he was a great guy. Rest in peace, James David Frank. Like, oh my gosh, so much good came from him.
Such an anchor for the entire. I don't even know how he did that. Just the entire Power Rangers series almost is. He's like, he shows back up. He comes in for cameos. He was there. You know, it's just, and it really was a super sad day when the world lost him, but.
Like,
we got so many dope moments with him. That's all I'm gonna say. And just
this whole stuff in Dino Thunder, bro, was crazy. Like,
and the first Green Ranger as well, which I was like, they do exist, because I was kind of sad. I was like, oh, there's no Green Ranger. I'm very sad. But I was like, God, there's a Green Ranger now. I'm so excited because you know I'm 5 years old.
Life. I want some cake.
Mommy, can I have cookies? No. We do have a very similar list. I think that's quite funny.
I'm really sad Logan and Zog didn't do this with us, because I would love to see how far off his list were from ours. Or they'd be the same.
I bet. I'm willing to bet. Not really, but he probably would agree about Titanium Ranger. He probably would have the Gold Ranger from Neo on here for some odd reason. The White Ranger for some reason, or he'd pick some other third option. I don't know, but well, we are almost at 45-minute mark.
Well, I mean, I think it's time to call it, King.
We'll probably continue this another time. Guess when we meet next to talk about podcast discussions. But that's gonna be it here for today. You want to roll us out?
Yes, thank you for listening to Content Breaker, or watching Content Breaker, or however you enjoy Content Breaker. Yes, you can find us on YouTube at the moment. We're here working to get our social media up and everything cheese. But yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Goodbye.